Hello, Steve White, Trek Boy 89 for Steve Arts 89. This is the last time I'm going to talk about unification, and I want to talk about two parts of it. The first issue that I have is, it's the main issue. Everyone's more of a correction, but the main issue I have with this is it doesn't make any sense. Now, when I first watched it, I didn't think it made sense, and then I started to think it made sense because someone put a spin on it, but then once I started to think about that, that didn't make sense either. And what I've realised through some comments from people from Otoy and other people's videos and interpretations, this video has been constructed in a way that it can be interpreted in multiple ways. So it has no actual grounding, it has no actual story, no actual reality, no actual time, location, universe, meaning anything. It is just there for Star Trek fans to interpret and make it their own and take it any way that they want to put it, which is explaining why so many of the chuds like Doomcock and Kruger Drinker are falling all over this and saying it's the most brilliant thing ever, because they're interpreting it their own way and they think it's brilliant because it does what they think it is. And it's just bizarre because you see these people being manipulated emotionally, and that's sort of understandable because these people are sort of people who are sucked into like the right-wing propaganda, and that's all emotionalism, and it's not about thinking, it's just about reacting, and that's basically what they're doing. They're getting sucked into that and they're being sold that this is just the most brilliant thing, and it's really not. It's kind of Rise of Skywalker-esque, where it doesn't really, it tries to give everyone what they want and doesn't really give anyone what they really want if they actually look at it, but people are too busy just looking at it through their perspective. And you know, some people think it's Kirk in the Nexus, where he can go anywhere. Some people think it's Kirk in the afterlife. Some people think it's a different reality. Some people think it's Kirk being moved through time. Some people think it's Kirk being brought back to life. And all, it's just, you know, some people think it's Gary Seven, you know, doing it all. So, and all those things you can think because they're all elements, they're all there, and they don't work together, they don't make sense. And I saw that right away. I didn't get sucked into it. And I find it really surprising on one level that so many people are, but not surprising because these are the same people that get sucked into other propaganda. So it's kind of weird. And I find it frustrating on the level that I found The Return frustrating. I'm a Twin Peaks fan, and David Lynch basically punked all his fans by saying he was going to give us the third season of Twin Peaks, instead giving us a David Lynch film in like 16 parts. And it doesn't make any sense, and there are whole scenes and whole elements, the whole thing didn't have any logic to it. It doesn't make any sense, and the idea was that people could project onto it and look into it and find things that weren't there and just allow people to just do that. And it's just really insulting and condescending, I think, to set something up, think, you know, let people think that it actually has meaning, something to find, something to excavate, and then have them just project on it and embarrass themselves by saying or thinking that they've discovered what it is. And it's sort of the same thing with this film. Now, aesthetically, technologically, it's brilliant, but I just find it really sad that these same critics who were so harsh on Discovery and other things for not being consistent with canon, for not making sense, for being badly written, for focusing on and using member berries and pulling up old characters and all this film is doing all those things they complained about with Discovery and all the other New Trek shows, but yet they think it's pure Star Trek because they've just been emotionally manipulated and they're not even aware of it because they don't think, they just react and they just feel. And it's just sad because they're really not Star Trek fans, because that wasn't how Star Trek works. So I just think this video is very manipulative, and yeah, I thought it was, yep. So it's just, there's that. Now, the other side of things is, I was sort of, I think I was wrong about something. I thought William Shatner actually acted in this. I thought they used a body double for the wide shots and put Kirk's de-aged face on him, and then they had Kirk doing the close-up shots like Gary Mitchell did, his shot, and then they just de-aged him, and I thought it was Kirk, but I'm hearing that this guy, Sam somebody, played all three Kirks, and it was him in heavy prosthetic makeup and some CG augmentation, I believe. But why is William Shatner being credited as starring in this if he's actually not in it, didn't film anything like Gary Mitchell did and Robin Curtis did? So I was sure that he actually filmed some scenes and they just de-aged him and that was shot differently from the rest, but I'm hearing people say that's not the case. So I'm not sure which it is. So I sort of wanted to just mention that because I said in our videos that he was actually acting in it, and so forth. And apparently also there is no issue, because people are saying, oh, they don't speak because the technology isn't good enough, or it's just a lot harder and more time consuming to match the mouths to dialogue, so they didn't do that. And the people from Atoy were saying, no, that was not an issue, that's not an issue. We filmed lines and we just didn't include them. That was a creative decision from the director. Is that BS? Sounds like it, but it's unclear. But either way, I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of Unification. Like I said, I wasn't sucked into it. I wasn't really emotionally affected by it. I was looking at it critically and frustrated by the fact it doesn't make sense, because I realised that it didn't, and I'm surprised so many people are being sucked into thinking it actually has a story because they've found their version of it, and they're so happy with that because they just want things to be their way and the world to be how they think it should be, and projecting on it and so forth. And it's kind of a fascinating sort of test. But yeah, I'm going to go.